Hi guys, I thought I'd just make a quick video of the underground board and pillar demo that I created a while ago. So just to understand what you're seeing here, obviously the red line is the shaft going all the way to surface, and the purple lines are the ore passes going to the shaft bottom. What you see basically with this funny material, that's the conveyor belt. So you've got a bottom conveyor belt. It's basically two levels that we're working at the 380 level at the top and then the 290 level at the bottom, but they obviously join up because of the board and pillar sections. So the bottom one is this conveyor belt here where these loaders are going to feed this belt tip, and then here at the top at the 380 level, obviously there will be a bunch of other LHDs that's going to feed the belt tip here, and then obviously all the ore goes to the ore passes and then goes up to surface via the shaft. I'm going to play the animation first starting slowly. As you'll see here, it's now basically 6 o'clock in the morning and the shift is now basically come in, and then you'll see the top LHDs. These are Caterpillar R2900 LHDs. They've got about a 17-ton payload. So at this point, I've only assigned one LHD per loading face. And then you'll see with the purple triangles, it shows that the LHD is now full and they're basically now offloading at the belt tip and then they're returning back to their consecutive or individual loading phases. This is at the 380 level here at the top, and at the bottom the same is happening. There's a few more phases at the bottom. There's about 18 LHDs in total that's running around and then feeding these belt tips. If I speed up the simulation, you'll start seeing that the conveyor belt's actually going to start moving with the material on it. So there you can see the reef or the ore material that's now basically flowing or running on the conveyor belts. So there's the bottom one and here's the top one. And then if I speed it up even further, you can see the material flowing. I've built in an hour shift change that's going to occur after 12 hours. Let me speed it up further. So 5 o'clock in the afternoon, there's going to be the shift change, and then 6 o'clock, the new shift comes in. And then I've also built in a fatigue break at 20 to 1 the next morning for 20 minutes. If I speed it up even further to full speed, we'll just wait a couple of moments. Just want to show you guys then what the results are when we report it out. You can see the red blocks are when there's queuing or blocking. There's a significant amount of queuing at these belt tips because we only have the one belt tip that has now that has to surface about 10 or 9 of these LHDs. Looking at the reports, the first one is the whole unit summary, where you will see for each and every hauler, basically you've got your cost, the financials, the ownership, operating cost, ownership cost, the fuel cost, fuel consumed, and then obviously the quantities that every LHD moved. You'll see the first 3 LHDs actually have very good productivity, and that's because they're quite close to the belt tip. And then you see the later LHDs, especially the bottom ones, they don't perform that well because they are quite a bit further away from the belt tip. The next thing that we can look at are the whole unit states. It's basically the time breakdown in terms of these pie charts. So that's what HAULSIM is quite renowned for. It's a discrete event simulator. So each and every loading piece has got its own individual breakdowns, etc., as you get in real life. So here you'll be able to see the idling times, the loading times, when it was on break with the fatigue break, queuing at the loader, queuing with unloading, refueling, shift change, the spotting times, the traveling times, and what have you. So this is basically the breakdown, and obviously all these results can get exported in to Excel. And then the last thing that we can look at is the material movement summary. just to show for these two different belts the amount of tonnages that was moved to these two different belts. Another function that I always like to run is what they call the experimenter function. And basically what that allows you is to add in these LHDs one by one. What you can then see from the experimenter is there's a very steep increase in production, with the initial LHDs, and then when you get to LHD number 14, it actually flattens off. Then what I also did is I kept on adding more and more LHDs. So I basically, for every loading phase, I ended up giving it 2 LHDs. So the first 18 was with the run that you just saw. And as I then introduced LHD number 19 and 20 and 21 at the top level, the 380, they make a difference. And from there on, the rest of them don't really make a difference. And then when I add the first 3 LHDs at the bottom, maybe the first 4 at the bottom level, they also made a bit of a difference. And then from there on, there's no difference whatsoever. So before you go and purchase new LHDs and more equipment, you can simulate this by seeing what effect more equipment is going to have. So this is quite a nifty tool to use. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you very much, and see you soon. Cheers.